Welcome back to Weird Stuff in a Can. Today we've got canned bread. So yeah, canned bread from Japan. Now we've looked at canned bread before on this channel, and Dozen Bistro has canned bread, and we've opened a couple of these before, but not this one. I'm saving this one to see what it's like near the expiry date. But this is a bit different because this actually feels really quite light compared to this. Even adjusting for size, this was quite a dense bread. Whereas this, the cans kind of feel almost empty. They are really light. So hopefully what we've got in here is a different kind of bread to what we've seen before. So I was actually contacted by someone and they suggested I try this, and I bought a couple. There are about 4 or 5 flavours in the range. I've got strawberry and matcha. I didn't buy the whole range because it was actually quite expensive. It was £6 something per can, which is horrendous when you consider actually there's 100 grams of bread or something in there, and £6 for a can. Yeah, a bit much. But I thought I'd buy a couple anyway, so we can have a look at them on this series, because they definitely are a weird thing to find in a can. Canned bread is a bit unusual, I think we have to say. So I would normally at this point read the ingredients for you, but the entire can label, or nearly the entire can label, is in Japanese, so can't read it. I went onto their website and checked there. I was hoping there might be ingredients and things on the website. The website's very interesting. It almost comes across like a Kickstarter type of thing, where they're trying to persuade you the virtues of this bread as if it's a prototype. Have a look at the website and you'll see what I mean. It's almost like they're trying to justify the existence of this product. I think it's interesting enough anyway. They pitch it as a survival food. In fact, it says on here for emergency, for snack. I think on here it says something like that as well. Canned bread which can be preserved for a long time. It is handy food for carrying around, snack, and of course emergency preserved food. You can enjoy the flavour by warming, soak the can in hot water before opening it. So I think we will actually follow these instructions for one of them. So I think I'll put the matcha in some hot water, which I'll do in a minute. And the strawberry one I'll just open as is, and we'll try that cold. Because I guess in an emergency situation, if this was an emergency food, you might not always have access to hot water or heating equipment. People have in the past suggested that I use Google Translate to try to get sense out of these ingredient panels on foreign cans. I have tried that, and it performs really interestingly. I think it's to do with the curved surface, the small and dense text, and the slightly glossy nature of the label. It really came out with quite a lot of nonsense. In fact, in a respectful homage to Dave Gorman, I have arranged some of those pieces into a found poem, which I would like to perform for you now. I can't eat it, rarely getting hot. Please enjoy this product. I'm beautiful. Press during manufacturing. I'm trying to make sure I can't eat it, rarely a festival. Please purchase a merchant. A soft fan that can be stored for a long time. I can't eat it, rarely getting hot. There is, but please throw it away as it is. New, at our expense, I will start. I have all the ways to pay attention. But in the case of a defective product, agility is a suspicious point. Then, sorry to trouble you, customers. Yes! Oh, please purchase this product. Thank you. I cannot eat. Rarely getting hot. It's moving for the connoisseur, the meticulous. Are you doing everything I can? I keep the grace, no profit. I'm foo. When manufacturing, do you pay for everything? Please be careful not to cut your hands with a cut. Thank you very much for your business certificate. For the difficult part, note of edition 0. Ricky, peel off the thin paper and serve. I will do it. Okay, so we've got a jug of hot water here from the kettle. I think probably they mean boil this in a pan to warm it up, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to plonk that in there. Probably destroying the label in the process, but we'll just set that aside for now, and we'll concentrate on this one, which is the strawberry flavour. So, appears to be some kind of instructions for opening the can here on the top. printed on the top of the thing, but unfortunately I can't read any of this text. It's all in Japanese, so I don't know what it might be about. I wonder what it could possibly mean. So, inside, oxygen absorber, do not eat, and then paper wrapped in there, we've got a rather soft loaf of bread. Let's have a sniff. Smells malty and like a fresh baked product. So, just going to carefully unwrap. It's a shame. It's obviously, I think this has been baked in the can, so some of the crust is coming off on the paper, but I think that's probably inevitable. And there we are. It is very soft. It feels like brioche. Soft loaf of strawberry bread. So, let's have a look inside. And again, a bit of greaseproof on the bottom as well. And again, that looks a lot like a brioche loaf. It's really nice and soft and springy. Just smells like bread. Time to give it a little taste, I think. So I think we'll save that slice and do something else with that in a minute. Let's have a little taste off the end here. So it tears like bread. It's kind of got a slightly dry texture, perhaps like a brioche that's just gone a tiny bit stale. Let's have a taste. The strawberries in it have given it an ever so slightly perfumed flavour, and as a result it tastes a little bit soapy, but I think that's just because it's got fruit in it. That's pretty good. Of course, that's just bread on its own here, so I think I would like something on it. And I think what we'll do for that is we'll have some jam. So in fact, this is a 3-can special, because I've got a can of jam here. This is a South African product, melon jam with ginger flavour, which is a weird flavour of jam as far as I'm concerned. Looks like it's made from golden watermelons with ginger. There would be some ingredients on here, but it actually says ingredients none. The label they've stuck over the top of there is not actually useful. So let's see if we can just get that off. So the ingredients here, they stuck a UK compliant label over the top of that, but it's been misformed. It says ingredients none, which is hopeless. So ingredients are melons, cane sugar, glucose, pectin, flavouring spice, which is irradiated, anti-foaming agent, allergens none. They haven't properly transposed the ingredients from there to the sticker, but no matter. So anyway, this is a can of jam. Now, unusual to find jam in a can. It's usually in a jar. Oh look, it says new easy to open lid. Yeah, that does look like it'll be easy to open. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. And there we go. So let's have a sniff. Interestingly, it has almost no smell at all in the can like that. So it says on the can you should take this out of the can and put it into a sealable container and refrigerate it. So we will do that later. Let's just get a bit of this jam out now so we can see it properly outside of its can. So there it is, and it's a sticky golden coloured jam with cubical chunks of something in there. I presume that's chunks of melon, not chunks of ginger. Still doesn't really smell of very much, so I am going to give it a little taste. Probably taste one of those chunks, I think. Here we go. Very sweet. You can taste the ginger. Can't say I can taste the melon, to be honest. It's quite subtle. But that does mean I can have some jam here on my bread. Now, Normally I would have butter as well on bread, but not just at the moment. So generous helping of jam on that bread. Let's give that a taste together. Yeah, that's good. Oh, that's a really good combination actually. So in case this isn't weird enough already, I thought we'd try this as well. Not in a can, but this is Crème de Marrons, which is chestnut spread. So peanut butter, but made from chestnuts, I guess. Ingredients: sugar, candied chestnuts, glucose syrup, water, vanilla, natural essence. So, this was a Christmas gift actually from my son. The best before date on this is the 28th of May 2025, which is quite a long expiry date. Let's have a look at what that looks like. Okay, so it's a smooth brown paste. Let's have a sniff of that actually, because it doesn't really have a lot of smell, but I think what we'll do is put some of that on there. I'm going to have a little bite, and then I might try it together with the jam as well, because why not? So, sweet, and it's got that kind of grainy texture, almost like mashed potato that you get from chestnuts. That might not sound very appetizing, but it's quite nice. Yeah, sweet, slightly nutty. So let's try all three of those things together. So canned bread, canned jam, and chestnut puree. So ingredients from kind of all over the world there. So we've got Japanese canned bread, we've got South African ginger and melon jam, and French chestnut paste. And do you know what? It works really well. That is a fantastic combination. So there we go. That's why it's good to try different things. But that's actually a winning combo there. And with that chestnut spread on there, it doesn't really need butter. Yeah, so that's super tasty, really enjoyable. I mean, I'm not going to buy this again because £6 something for a can of bread when I can buy bread for a lot less than that locally and fresh. It's a novelty for sure. I'm not super convinced on the emergency aspect of this because it's such a small can of bread that, okay, it would be nice to have a loaf of bread in an emergency, but to be honest, if you want to do something that's better for that volume, you could put biscuits in there or some other kind of more calorie dense food and use that volume for probably 5 times that number of calories and nutrition. So it's a bit of a luxury novelty, I think, really, if anything. But, you know, I'm not complaining because it's given me an opportunity to make an episode of Weird Stuff in a Can. Now we've got to open this one that's been in the warm water there for 10 minutes. I don't know if that's really... It probably is intended to be in there for longer than that. I'm going to take that label off because it'll just make things awkward. So now we've got the warmed bread. The can does feel warm, so that's hopeful. This is the matcha flavour, so we'll give that a try. Now, I'm not an idiot. I do know what a pull tab can is for, so we'll, just to make a change, open one of these using the pull tab. So again, oxygen absorber, and there's the bread. Not quite so easy to take out because of the little protruding lip that is left from using the pull tab, although this is not such a egregious one as we've seen in some others. In fact, there's not a sharp edge there. That's quite a well engineered pull tab can. Sometimes when you have these pull tab cans, there's quite a protruding lip there, and when the contents are solid like this, they just won't come out. But this was not a case of that, so not to worry. So, the matcha flavour bread, and it does feel slightly warm, so that's good. Let's have a sniff. Kind of smells the same as the strawberry one, really. It's not that different. Most of what I can smell here is bread. The warmth has made it all come apart a little bit on the paper there, which is a shame. So I'm going to just taste a little bit of the scrapings off of that paper. The matcha flavour is there. It's really quite subtle, but then I think that's probably what you'd want. Let's have a look inside. So a kind of marbled matcha loaf. Again, really nice soft bread. Look how springy and soft that is. Quite impressive for something that's been in a can for potentially years. And we'll have a little taste. Yeah, the matcha flavour is really subtle. Almost not there. But that's kind of fine. So I think we'll try this as well with some of the jam on it now. Just try it with the jam. I don't think we'll bother with the chestnut stuff on here. So that's interesting. The flavour of that jam has really brought out the matcha flavour, actually. I guess it's the sugar in there. Bit of a surprise there, actually, that the jam has accentuated the kind of green tea flavour of the matcha. So, canned bread, there you have it. And nothing to dislike about that. It's a really nice, soft, springy loaf of bread in a can. Well, I guess I say nothing to dislike about that. I kind of dislike the price. £6, I think it was £6.50 or something like that for one of these cans. Not going to be buying that again on the basis of price. Basically because I don't need to. I could just trot down the shop and get a nice loaf of bread down there that's fresh, huge, and a lot cheaper than this. But nevertheless, I thought that was quite interesting, and I'm quite impressed with it as a product. So that was canned bread and jam, weird stuff in a can on atomic shrimp. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.